Hey, welcome to my video. Now, I've just watched the DC's Justice League, and I know it didn't do a lot of business at the box office, but here's what I thought. DC's Justice League was actually animated series, an animated movie. It was in the comic books. It goes back about 20 years. No, more than that. Probably right back to the 80s, so 40 years. That's a lot of time. Anyways, a lot of fans were quite disappointed in a few factors of the movie itself. First off, Wonder Woman. They didn't think that Gal Gadot actually fit the character. Ben Affleck, the fans didn't quite like him as Batman. Jason Momoa, a lot of people loved him, and I gotta say, I kind of agree. The King of Atlantis was a little bit different in the comic books and the animated series and the animated movies, but Jason Momoa actually did a pretty good job in the movie, in all aspects. Flash, could they have done a better job? Yeah, they could have. They probably could have maybe took on the Flash of the TV series. I liked him as a character. I liked him as a personality. They didn't. They took in somebody who I've never seen before, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you out there had the same opinion, that you've never seen this guy before. Who the hell is he? But he kind of did a little quirky, a little aside from the fact of the movie. Yeah, but it kind of worked. It kind of gelled. And Superman, no complaints. Superman is Superman. What is it? Henry Cavill. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. He did a pretty stand-up job. A job right up there with Christopher Reeve, and I'm sorry I didn't see any of these other Supermans before that. But I thought he did a pretty damn good job at being Superman. Now, that's kind of like the fan rundown. Here's my rundown. Yes, I do understand. Gal Gadot, except I can't understand that. I thought she was an amazing Wonder Woman. If we take a look back into the Wonder Woman TV series, Wonder Woman was quite the same way. She wasn't very voluptuous. She portrayed the character much like any average woman would have in that day. I mean, she wasn't Marilyn Monroe. And let's face it, if you take a look into the comics, you wanted somebody curvy. And I'm not saying Marilyn Monroe was athletic enough to be Wonder Woman, but she was curvy. So to put Marilyn Monroe's body in a Wonder Woman outfit, that's kind of what you were looking for. I know a lot of fans out there wanted different personas in the Wonder Woman outfit, but you know what? Gal Gadot does a pretty damn good job. I love the intensity in her character, her eyes, her facial expressions lacking a little bit, but would I do a better job? No. That being said, I thought Wonder Woman was a pretty awesome character. Batman, yeah. In the comic books, in the animated series, in every single one of his movies, Batman is very careful, very calculated in everything that he does, says, and expresses. In the movie, no. He didn't do that at all. He did a lot of stupid stuff. He got a lot of people pissed off. And you know what? That's probably character development. That's something that the writers, directors, producers, all of those people wanted. They had a vision. And that vision wasn't quite up to par with what the fans were expecting. And that's true. However, whenever Batman was in the Batman persona, He was exactly what we were looking for. He was very calculated. He was very careful, and he was very expressive in the way that he needed to be. So, and the same goes for every single character in the DC movie Justice League. Each one of the characters, when they were actually in the persona of battling, of fighting, did an amazing job. Absolutely stand-up job. So as far as action is concerned, I believe this movie is right on par. And that's, to me, that's what matters. The storyline is what happens in the action, in the climax, in the build-up, in everything. What happens personally, come on, let's face the facts. What happens personally is just, what's that called? Is just a projection of what the producers, the writers, and the directors wanted to express. Sucks, it happens, but that's what happens when people with money make movies that fans love. Does the Marvel Universe, does the MCU beat out the DCU? Yeah, it does. But that's because Stan Lee is right there. Creators to Superman and those other characters, they're probably not around. I know the guy who drew Superman was in his 20s when he moved from Canada to the United States and sold his character. Superman was a big thing in the 1930s because he was a beacon of hope in a time of disparity. And through World War II, I know that history. So as a creator of Superman, Dad, he'd be, what, about 100 years old now? No, more than that, 120 years old. Is he alive? Not enough to oversee projects like this and to hold clout with what everybody's doing with his character. However, Superman's not really the problem. It's the personal aspects of Batman, of Wonder Woman, Flash, that seem to be the problem. And yeah, I gotta say, I kind of agree. You know, I think this story should have been a lot more different. I think it should have been a lot more thought through. I think there should have been a lot more personal drama that was there in all the animated series. Would it have given the fans what they were expecting? Yeah, but you know what? That's exactly the beautiful part. The fans wanted to see what they wanted to see, and they didn't get that from this movie. They got a Hollywood production of what they thought the storyline made sense to them. And is that correct? No, we're not coming here to see a biopic. We're here to see Justice League. An alternate universe, and in some cases, alternate universes, that came together and made an amazing comic book strip, made an amazing TV series, made amazing animated stories. And we wanted that put into real live action so that we can actually dream more. And that's what the point is, guys, is, you know what, these are our dreams. In the same way that the Greeks and the Egyptians had their pantheon of gods, this is kind of our mythology, you know. King of Atlantis, the Superman Herculean demigod. All of these characters are our dreams. They're who we understand life and conflict and personal character development. That's why we love these characters. So did the DC movie Justice League do that? Maybe. You know what, maybe we need to actually broaden our horizons a little bit to try to understand what's trying to be said in this movie, to be able to understand it correctly. Maybe that's the whole point of the movie altogether. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Why don't you just leave a like, comment, and I don't know, maybe check out some of the other movies that are videos that I have done. This is the very first rundown that I have ever created, so if you're looking for more of that, leave a comment down below and let me know. Alright, thank you for tuning in.